What's going on, guys? I'm really excited this morning because it looks like that there was some snow in Sedona last night, according to the forecast. So I'm gonna head up there and see if that's true and see if I can get any cool shots. Let's go. Alright guys, I made it to Sedona, and honestly it's pitch black here well before sunrise, so I really can't tell what parts of Sedona are actually covered in snow and what parts are not. The immediate foreground in front of me, I parked at the Bell Rock pathway, and all the grasses around me have no snow on them. So I'm a little bit concerned that I might not get a nice wintry shot, but I do think that some of the distant rocks, for sure higher up, once you get up to 5,000 feet, are definitely going to have some snow on those rocks. And I also kind of see a little hint of some clouds in the area, which could provide some nice sky conditions. So what I'm going to try to do here, because I can't see anything, is set up my camera to take a long exposure shot. And by using a long exposure, I can see more detail. It's almost like seeing in the dark. So let's get that set up. Alright, so I took a couple long exposures facing north, west, east, all different sections of Sedona. I'm not really seeing much snow on the red rocks, at least where I am, Bell Rock and the Courthouse Butte. So I'm going to drive further north and hopefully there might be some snow as we get closer to North Sedona. Let's hit the road. Alright, made it to my second location on the list for checking if there is any snow conditions that I can get pictures of. This is up on Munns Hill near the trailhead, and I think we might be able to get some snow at the tops of some mountains that are to my right. So I'm gonna pull up the camera again, set up a long exposure shot facing east, north, west, every direction, seeing where the snow is, if there is snow at all, and where the clouds are. So let's get all set up. Alright, so I did all my long exposures facing every direction, and I did not really see any snow near any mountains in the Sedona area. I also did not see any clouds kind of shrouding some of the mountains. The clouds are a little bit higher up in the sky. So, option number 2 is out. That leaves me with a couple more options that I looked up, so we're not out of luck just yet. I'm going to keep driving north up the 89, and I'm going to try to get to Slide Rock State Park. I know it definitely does not open this early. Probably doesn't open till 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, but I might try to find a spot nearby off the side of the road to park and at least take a look around and see if there's any snow there and what the clouds look like. And right now, really, it's just freezing cold. It's like 30 degrees, and just standing out there wasn't so comfortable, so I'm in the car. And let's keep rolling, and hopefully we'll find something soon. We're in luck at Slide Rock State Park. There's some snow on some of the cliffs. So the question that I have right now is, are those rocks and mountains near Slide Rock going to be lit up by the sun at sunrise, or will they be in the shadow? I will love them to be in the sun. That's question number 1. And question number 2 is, where do I park until this park opens? Right now I'm kind of set up right next to the gate, and this is not a parking spot. So I need to find somewhere to park legally right now near Slide Rock State Park until the park opens. So let's hit the road a little bit and see if we can find a spot. Alright, so I found a spot off the 89 somewhere north of Slide Rock State Park that I can park. So there are mountains around me that have snow on them, so I think it will look cool regardless if I can get some pictures of that. But I don't know if the mountains right here, I don't know if you can see them, it's probably still too dark. I just don't know if they're going to catch the morning sunlight at the tops of those mountains. Alright, so I think there's potential around here. There's definitely some high mountains that will probably catch that morning sun. I just need to find a spot that has some decent foreground and a little bit of depth. Maybe some leading lines that get you into the scene, because right now it's going to feel very flat. I wasn't really able to find anything that has extreme depth in terms of finding something like a viewpoint that you can see from like where I'm standing all the way down 5-10 miles out from me. But I do have some nice, more intimate scenes with some snow on the rocks behind me, and I think that those rocks might light up from the direct sunlight. I don't know if you could see them behind me here, but there are some really nice rocks back there that are covered in snow, some nice mountaintops, and I found a cool rock in the foreground here that I'm going to try to set up my camera with and see if I can get a shot facing that direction. It's like northwest, and then as soon as I get that shot, I'm going to try to run back where I parked the car and try to get a shot of another cliff that is a little bit further south that also has some nice snow on it, and if there's direct sunlight hitting that, it'll be worth it to get both of those. So I'm going to wait a few more minutes here. I think sunrise is in 20 minutes, and I'll get set up for the shot, and hopefully it'll work. Alright, so now that it's a little bit lighter outside and sunrise is going to happen in a few minutes, I can kind of show you what I have going on here. First of all, I just love being in winter wonderland. It's absolutely incredible. Haven't seen this sort of stuff in a long, long time. So I'll show you what I have going on in my camera. Basically, I'm set up down here, and my foreground is that big rock. And I'm doing a vertical shot of that rock with these rocks and mountains in the background here. And hopefully those mountains all the way in the distance back there, which have lots of snow on them, will get lit up by that morning sun as soon as it peeks over the horizon. I don't know if that will actually happen or not, but that's my hope. Well, I sure am glad I came down this trail to the Oak Creek. I have an absolutely stunning viewpoint from over here. See, we'll be able to see behind me in a second. Just look at that. That is insane. I love it. So the sun is rising up here. We're not going to see it. It's going to be covered by a mountain, but I think the mountains over here on this side should light up hopefully pretty soon with some direct sunlight. And this viewpoint is insane. Wow. So I'm going to take my camera and set it up down here. I have the tripod all set up. I'm going to set up my camera and I'm going to face south and try to get the river leading you into the scene with those cliffs in the background getting some direct sunlight. So let's get set up and let's see if we can pull something off. Made it back up. That was pretty insane. Unbelievable viewpoint of Oak Creek. And now I'm still walking down this trail a little bit more. I see it's pretty much coming up against the road here, so I might just turn back, head back to the car, and drive down to Slide Rock State Park. I think I actually will keep walking a little bit more down this trail because I don't think the state park opens for another hour. So I got some time to kill here, and no better place to kill time than around here. This is unbelievable. Let's hope the snow stays and doesn't melt before we get to another spot. Coming up to the Oak Creek Bridge here, and I might try to get a couple shots near the bridge, and there's some absolutely beautiful light happening right now. So I'm set up here on the side of the 89, and I think behind me is a pretty cool spot. So I'm gonna try to get a shot of the road with the bridge of the 89 leading you right into those rocks. We'll see what happens. All right, so I think I got some pretty cool shots of that bridge leading you into that mountain. And now walking over the bridge, and there's some insane waterfalls going on down there. So not sure if you can hear me, the water's kind of loud, but I have my shot set up right here. I'll show it to you on my camera what I have going on for this waterfall. Basically, it's zoomed into about 35 to 45 mil, and I'm just getting that little detail of the waterfall. I don't think I want to try to zoom out more and get all those big mountains in the background as well, because then the effect of the waterfall is going to be lost. You're not going to see it as much. So I'm shooting at f/16, and the reason I'm shooting at f/16 is because that way I could make my shutter speed a little bit longer, about a second. The water's moving pretty fast, so with a second long shutter speed, I'll get some nice movement in that water. It will look nice and silky. All right, headed back to the car now on the 89. I don't think I'm going to go to Slide Rock State Park because honestly, it's all right here anyway. I see it from the road. And I don't think once I'm in the actual park, I'm gonna get any better shots than I already have. So, and it's $10 to get in. So never mind. I'm gonna go back to the car and then start heading back to Sedona. So it turns out that I missed a little path that goes down right to Oak Creek. And I didn't see it before, but just saw it just now as I was heading back to the car. And I decided to take a little detour. And I'm now down by the water's edge. And I'm gonna try to jump around some rocks a little bit, see if I can come away with a decent composition. And it's so magical here when the snow is just resting on these rocks beautifully. I'm hoping it doesn't melt too fast. It's definitely warming up a little bit. So I'm gonna skip around the rocks and see if I can find something else to take a picture of here. So I was walking down the rocks here near Oak Creek, and every now and then there's a nice gap in the trees to get a beautiful shot of the cliff behind me that's catching that morning light. There is also a nice reflection in the water. The water is moving, so it's not a perfectly still reflection, but I'm gonna move around here a little bit. I saw some other areas near here where there are these beautiful ice patches where the water kind of just grouped together on some of the shallow pockets of these rocks here, and overnight they froze over. So I'm gonna try to get a shot of the distant cliffs with some reflections, and also try to find some foreground where there's some ice patches, because that'll be some really cool foreground interest. So I'm gonna keep moving here. Whew, quite a morning it's been. Pretty awesome, lots of good photography. Beautiful winter landscape scene here at Oak Creek. I'm a little bit wiped now, so I'm gonna head back to the car. I had to climb down the rocks and back up the rocks, and what an adventure it was. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Out.